My name's Ollie Russell and I've just attempted 48 hours of burpee broad jumps. At the back end of it last year, me and Jamie my younger brother that is, were kind of toying with the idea of me doing something that no one else has ever done before. And Jamie was going for probably 10 minutes and I was like, no, it's been done on lots of different things.
And then just as a joke, I thought, oh, imagine doing like a burpee broad jump marathon. And everyone went silent and I just looked across at Ollie.
And I thought he was absolutely crazy. So knowing me, that kind of sat in my head.
He's giving me this weird look and I think, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
The whole reason why it then took off was unfortunately, a good friend of my dad's, who unfortunately my dad is no longer with us, his old rugby friend got diagnosed with MND, a guy called Matt Gallagher.
In October the 14th, 2023, which will be exactly a year ago tomorrow, I was diagnosed with motor neurons disease. The diagnosis came after an injury which was self-inflicted doing DIY at home. I fell off a ladder, broke my wrist, had a compound fracture, and 2 weeks later I was in South Africa rugby coaching, then came back, my arm wasn't healing, went for a nerve conduction study, got diagnosed last year and was given a diagnosis of MND, which, as you probably know, is a terminal illness. The doctor anticipated 2 years, which my mentality is to smash that out of the park.
When this happened to Matt, he got diagnosed with MND, and I'd heard that he'd set up the Matt Gallagher Foundation, helping families in like the Midlands area with more going down the route of helping them with their housing situation. So as people start to go through the different phases of MND, which I think there are quite a few different forms of it. Some have like faster versions which affect them quicker, some have slower versions which takes its toll over a longer period of time, but they really help with putting in things like wet rooms downstairs so they can like still shower properly, because as soon as they start to get more affected by this disease, they're unable to do things on their own. So it helps with their like partner or carer or whoever it is to do the day-to-day jobs and do the day-to-day things and get them clean and get them up and moving and living their life, even though they've got this disease. And then we got to the day. So the day was Friday. We wanted to kick off Friday midday, but we ended up doing it a little bit later, at 1 o'clock. Again, just due to the madness of just setting up all the equipment and getting everything ready, just making sure it was all okay. We started at 1 o'clock. It took me maybe just over 8 hours for 5 kilometers, where before I've done 5 kilometers in like 7.5 hours. The sun came out quite a lot, which I was not expecting on the first day, so that played a bit of a defect in maybe my performance on it. But again, it didn't really matter. We had just so many people helping and supporting, so water was on standby, electrolytes and all sorts. And then got past the 8 hours, started still chipping away and doing pretty well, moving well, and then I think it was the 12-hour window. So yeah, 12 hours in, stomach started turning and feeling like a washing machine. So I just couldn't take any food down. I was struggling with that. And then I just didn't want any kind of like sweety tasting electrolytes. So I just went to water, and I think it was like plain biscuits, or we had a flapjack, and it was just like, right, that's working. Let's just stick with that for a bit, see what happens. The first night wasn't too bad. We managed to maybe get a couple hours kip, I think, in the end. It was coming out of the camper van. I was doing burpees in dry robes, like just in as much layers as possible, and then I was going into the camper van to put my head down for a bit. But what I probably was doing wrong was sleeping in clothes, where you then kind of get accustomed to that. And then as those doors opened and our alarm went off and Jess was like, come on then, I was like, oh God, here we go. Things are going to go wrong during a challenge like this. And I said that to everyone. I said, listen, if the camera goes off or lighting becomes an issue, whatever it is, we'll respond and we just crack on and we just get it done. It doesn't matter. We're doing this no matter what. So I think as it started to get pretty dark, the live feed, you couldn't really see me. So then like people were doing absolutely everything in their power to get me into the light, and like cars were coming closer. Jake then went to the shops to get lights. I think Matt went and got some more lights as well. So then we ended up having like just a flood lit Burpee broad jump arena that I was going around, and everyone just pulled together amazingly. So I'm like, well, of course I can do Burpee broad jumps. I can continue going because you've gone and come back at 3 a.m. to just come watch me and just with some support. So yeah, it was pretty special just seeing everyone pulling together. So yeah, that's kind of like day one going into the first night. I think the first night was tough, and all I was thinking about was this second night is going to be absolutely brutal. So yeah, we got an incredible sunrise Saturday morning, crisp morning. It was just beautiful, and it was about midday on the Saturday when the first team were playing. My elbows start going, okay, now we're starting to hurt a little bit. Didn't really think too much of it. I just thought, right, I'm going to get a few more laps in till when we hit like another kilometre. And let's see when Phil Evans from Urban Body, who helped out massively, Jacob Chantry, who helped out massively, and Katie Rollinson, who helped out hugely throughout this whole challenge. Them three, who are like physios and sports rehab people, who helped like with taping on my wrist, on my elbows, and getting the Theragun on my neck and back and stuff like that. So Phil was able to tape my elbows up. Whether it did anything, probably more mentally, just knowing, okay, I've got some armour on now, I'll be all right. And again, we just carried on cracking on. Going into the second night, got pretty tasty, pretty hairy. It was still fun, like I was still enjoying myself, but my elbows were starting to feel like they were on a piece of string.
Is it front and back or just the whole elbow? It's not down there. Is
No. It's getting fucking cold out there.
Okay.
Just take a lap by that. Yeah.
Nice, mate, let's go.
Sat in one of the chairs that we ended up having at either corner of our little Burpee broad jump arena. It's really hard to know, is it fucked and it's just like that and it'll be alright, or is it fucked and it's just, you're gonna fuck it.
You're just digging a deeper hole.
Yeah, I really don't know. It's really hard to know in that kind of situation what the right or wrong thing is to do. I think we come up with I don't think there is a wrong thing to do. There's a more efficient way which is how I look at endurance events. There's not a wrong decision, it's just the more efficient way of doing it.
Well, whether it's just pain from just pain or whether it's actually going to turn into something.
Because I could power on for another 30 minutes now and royally fuck it tomorrow, or I could recover now and manage tomorrow.
Well, I think it sounds like you've answered your question. I think the best option is the second.
With a 48-hour burpee broad jump challenge, I think I was quite naive thinking I can go straight through.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, we're gonna
Have a kip.
Yeah,
have a
I
kip
think
as
that's
well.
a good
We'll do the
idea.
same. So we
Really
can hit
good.
tomorrow hard.
Yeah. Right then, I'll see you in the morning.
See ya.
Bye.
Good to
Well
see
done,
ya.
it's
Thank
amazing.
you. Right.
I'm honestly insane. I want you in my school to do motivational talks. I know, I'm serious.
Oh, I would love to do that. Yeah.
You've got your action.
Yeah. You might need to bring me in a wheelchair.
I want to finish this with a smile on my face and being able to stand up. So that became like the motive, and I was like, right, cool. Let's all get some sleep, and for God's sake, Jake, you go back and sleep. This man stayed up the longest out of everyone. So I think we said, listen, let's go get. I think we said, like, should we get up around like sunrise? So sunrise was around 6 o'clock.
How you feeling this morning?
All right, knowing last home stretch now. Don't hold your breath on this burpee.
4 years later.
They left the school board on, didn't they?
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Oh, feels good.
Well, it's not good, but I mean, much better than yesterday.
Okay, you need to get up still.
I just lower down now.
Of course, that would feel good.
And then, boof, all these kids just start showing up. With their parents, their clubs from all over the Midlands. God knows how many people were there. It's in the thousands, probably, isn't it? And then these kids just start like jumping with me and doing the burpees on the side and then jumping forward. And we all kind of found it quite funny. It was bless them for having a go. And then a few more kids then go like, right, we don't want to play rugby, like we want to come and do this. And I'm thinking, I know what I'd rather do, especially at that age. But yeah, they started jumping on the burpee broad jumps with me, and their teams were about to go off and play, and the coach was like, come on, we're going now. And they were like, no, we're staying here. The parents were like, come on, yeah, you've got to go. Your coach is telling you you're playing. No, we're staying here. As we got to the last few minutes, like everyone just stopped jumping with me, kind of gave me the space to finish on my own.
Let's go.
And all these kids just started chanting like Ollie. I didn't think I was going to get emotional at any part of it, but when all these kids were around this arena and they were all in their rugby kit and they got their tags on, it kind of just reminded me when I was that age, and just how cool it was to like watch like your heroes in any kind of sport. So Johnny Wilkinson, a massive hero of mine, like a Usain Bolt watching on athletics, and Mo Farah, lots of other rugby players that I could name off. And then it also just reminded me massively about my dad. And I had my glasses on, fortunately, and I think it was actually this hat. And I just had them on and I was just crying, and I was like, thank God no one can see this. And yeah, we come around the corner and it was countdown from 10.
I told you I'd do it. Is that where it stopped? Oh, I didn't think I would do that. No, it's all right. Big match. Yeah. Immense. Do you want to get it? Oh, no, your body's ready for that.
Wait, how many did you do?
I don't know, but I'm not doing it anymore.